The Living Legendary logo, it was just a word that we were tossing around during a meeting, and your daughter Molly sketched it out.
14-year-old Molly.
Tell me about Molly and what has happened with Living Legendary, and how is that a legendary story of its own?
Well, people ask us, what does that mean, the Living Legendary? And I know this past week we did our Facebook post or contest or post about what it means to live legendary. And I've thought about it ever since I gave my little quick snippet about what a living legendary is. So I'm going to start with that, and then I'll talk about Molly. I got to thinking today, as a matter of fact, about what it means to live legendary. And we all have different ideas of what life could be, should be, can be. And I know what living legendary to me is not about the things I accumulate or the stuff that I have or the car that I drive or the house I live in or the clothes that I wear. It really has nothing to do with any of that. One car is as good as another as far as I'm concerned. One truck, one whatever. We work, and we don't expect people to like us for what we look like and what we wear and what we drive. We very much know that the body of work that we do is what people look to us for. And an example, 2 years ago, we were working on a pool, and it was a legendary pool. It was very cool. And here we are with all of our trucks parked on one side of the road. And again, there's no signage on our vehicles. There's no yard signs. These are old trucks used specifically to get us to and from there, to bring materials, to do whatever. Our concern really isn't about pristine, pretty, look good, logo, design, all of the classic formula for success. So picture this, our side of the road, a bunch of just raggedy beat up pickup trucks, because they serve a purpose. They get us to work, they bring the materials, they whatever. We don't bother cleaning them, we don't bother whatever, because that's not our concern. Our concern is the backyard and fully loving the experience and giving it all when we're there. Not going home and washing everything and making it look good. So we're over here doing this. Directly across the street from us is a company that's doing a porch and patio for these people. And while we have 6 vehicles lined up on this side of the road that are all mismatched, different pickup trucks and vans, all different colors, all whatever, on the other side of the road is 6 vehicles painted the same color, same logo, clean. They're all lined up working on this, shall I call it subpar at best, thing that they were doing there. And they were there for a long time doing this thing. And while it was okay, it was nothing compared to the legend we were building. And you know what was really interesting? Those people from that company with all those brand new trucks and all those pretty vehicles stood at our fence line every single day and watched us work. Every single day, those guys came over from that whole crew to watch this madness of awesomeness that we had going. Not once did we go and look at the thing that they were building because it was average at best. It was okay. It was fine. We were building spectacular. So all of our effort was back there in the backyard. All of their effort was sitting on the road while they were working in the backyard. So living legendary to me is not living like that, but living like we were living. Is that we were singing, dancing, having fun, mixing concrete, working hard, sweating, bleeding, hurting, all the things that happened to us that were happening to them. But we were happy, we were having fun, we were enjoying our experience, and we were loving it because we were leaving our entire who we were as human beings in that backyard, and then getting back into our junkie trucks and driving home, not caring about what we were driving and anything about that, where we witnessed day after day after day this crew with all the matching t-shirts and all the matching whatever, not having fun. You could tell they were frustrated. You could tell they were upset. You could tell they were mad about what was going on in that backyard. And yet at the end of the day, they got back into their perfectly pristine vehicles and drove back, and I'm sure got back to their yard and had to wash the vehicle to make it ready for the next day. To me, that wasn't living legendary. That was living looking good, living average. I would rather look whatever we look and living spectacular. So living legendary to me has nothing to do with what I have or what I drive or what I live in. And all of those things are great. I love my life in every respect. I live a crazy, amazing, eclectic, weird, funky life that doesn't have to have all the trappings of success. That I am who I am, I dress how I dress, I am this way online, in person, and in anything. I could dress to the nines if I have to, and I could be the dirty, scrubby guy that oftentimes looks like he's homeless because I'm loving the experience of doing it. But I'm educated, I'm intelligent, I know who I am. That's the difference. I might look like a bum sometimes, but I know who I am. I could dress up and put a tuxedo and go to a Hollywood movie premiere, and it's the same thing to me because I know who I am. So living legendary is knowing who you are and loving that experience, because I got one chance at this. Now, if I was a Buddhist, I might be coming back 12 times, or if I was a Christian, I might be working my way toward heaven or hell, or if I was a, you name it, whatever. If I was a Muslim, I might be working toward my 72 virgins, or who knows. There's all of that could be. Whether it is or not, I have no idea. I could be an existentialist that's just purely existing. I could be an agnostic, or I could be you put all of that together and you go, to me, I look at it and go, I got one shot that I know of right now. Now I might come back as a squirrel, or a deer, or an antler, or I might come back as an antelope or anything. I don't know, but I'm not worried about any of that. I'm here right now, and I have one experience this time around. I'm just going to love that experience. I'm going to surround myself with things that I love because I love them, because they make me feel good about who I am. I'm going to surround myself with people that I love, that make me feel good about who I am, and that I can help them feel good about themselves, and I can help them maneuver all the bullshit that we have in life that we have to deal with. But I'm going to live authentically me. That's what living legendary is. Living in the moment, for the moment, because the moment is the only thing that matters. With hope for the future, with love for the past, whatever it was, good, bad, or indifferent, because crap happens to all of us all the time. It's okay. But live for the moment, prepare for the future, love the past, whether good or bad. That's what living legendary is to me. So, after having said all of that, let's get back to the logo, living legendary. Molly is 14 years old. I promised my children that I would drive them to school from 7th grade or 6th grade or whatever it is that they go into middle school now until they wanted to drive themselves in high school. That was dad time with them. Now, that could be dad time listening to the radio like every other parent does, but that was dad time with his children to invest in them everything that I've just told you about how to find the moment, to enjoy the moment, whether it's school, which ask an average 14-year-old kid's how's school. I hate it. Most kids will just go there because they're kind of conditioned to go there. Well, Molly got, my children in general got a very different experience because I laid it on them very early. And Molly is no exception. She's 14 years old now. And I have pushed her to understand this philosophy early. And here she is. She's got this tremendous skill and this talent to be able to write and fluid motion and artistic and creative. And she wrote that living legendary and threw it in the garbage. It was just a thing she doodled. Think about that. A thing that a 14-year-old kid doodled was pulled out of the garbage and made as a center point of our company, as the way that we live our lives. And when you see that living legendary logo on our stuff today, that was a piece of garbage from a 14-year-old's doodle. But because she's so awesome for who she is, to her it was okay. But to us, it was legendary, and that spurred on a whole new experience of what living legendary is. So that logo was something she simply doodled on a piece of paper. Sandy found it in the garbage, pulled it out, and multiplied it into all types of colors and things and everything that you can do today from digital technology. And that's just a cool piece of understanding. You could spend thousands of dollars on a logo and try to get it perfect in every different way, or you could live a certain way and then have that one so close to you, just doodle it off and write it off in a meeting one day and that becomes what living legendary is. So it's pretty poetic and pretty cool in the experience of how it came about. But it's Molly and who she is as a 14-year-old. I'm just thrilled to think that she has a lifetime to live, that she didn't have to wait till she was 40, 50, 60, 70 years old to understand what she understands now. And I'm sorry, but I don't think most people ever get it. I'm fortunate at 50 some years old to really get it and been able to live this way for a while. But I look at her and go, at 14, she's got this understanding. She's still got to go through her teenage junk. It's just life, and it's kids, and it's whatever. But she's got these tools and these skills to move her forward through life, and it's going to be amazing to be able to watch it.